Welcome to episode 2 of Hardcore Minecraft. We are all moved out of our temporary home, and I've done a little bit of work to our starter home. I added a trellis on the outside here, and kind of wanted the effect that all of the nice green leaves are kind of drawn at the bottom, and then they're dying out a little bit. I don't know, maybe it's a really old plant growing here, and so they're just dried up little roots at the top. I really like doing this to builds. I think it's an easy way to take up a lot of space on a flat wall and just kind of give it a little bit more dimension and color. These villagers have just been the bane of my existence, let me tell you. They're hanging out in the sugarcane bin and they keep falling off here. I put these trap doors to try and prevent them from jumping off, but I don't think it's really helping because I still hear hurt villagers every so often. The interior upstairs is still pretty plain. I just added a little bit. You can't actually get up here from the first floor, so it's more of a decorative second floor. And all of the functionality is down here. Oh! Hello. Ooh, let's see. Well, first we'll finish the interior tour and then we'll deal with you. When I play, I mostly want my starter home to be for storage. I love being organized, and that's really hard to do if you don't have that many chests. And we don't have any emeralds for you. Well, I'm sorry to say, but you do have two things that I do really need. You didn't see anything. Now, as I said last episode, these guys have been hard at work and I want to reward them by getting them out of this tiny little pen. I know, I'm so sorry, I just don't want you to wander off. So the first thing on the agenda is to get these guys a home. I've been thinking really hard about what kind of home would be suitable for these guys. They're such a unique looking mob, and I want their home to reflect that. So I've been doing some building in a test world, and I think the design I came up with would go really nicely in this little area here. So first things first, we gotta smooth this out a little bit. This should be enough space for our build, so the next step is to sketch out a giant sphere that I want to go in the middle here. And we don't have replay mods, so we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. Sphere is in, now we need to punch out a few holes so the sniffers can come in and out as they please. Now, the reason I made this out of dirt first is because I want the top to be pretty mossy, so we can just place our one moss block here, and bone meal will do all the work for us. It was then I realized I was gonna need some red blocks besides mangrove, so I headed to the Nether. And while I was there, I figured I should grab some quartz for easy levels. Back in the overworld now, and I'm gonna add some mossy cobblestone and green terracotta into this build to make a nice gradient down to the bottom. And for the finishing touches, we're gonna add some strip mangrove and netherrack on the bottom to give that red pop I'm looking for. Taking a look from back here, it is looking really good. This is exactly what I wanted it to look like. As you can probably tell, we are going for a design that actually resembles the Sniffer a little bit, so that anybody who comes here knows without a doubt this is where the Sniffers are. And obviously it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb right now, so we're gonna fix that. We're gonna do the landscaping here so it all blends in a little bit better. It's all coming together, and I think we're finally at the spot where we can actually move our Sniffers into their new home. Now, I'm not sure if they can be led. Oh, you can. Okay, that's very convenient for me. Come on, little guys. Well, I guess you're not so little anymore, but we do have a nice new home for you where you can sniff to your heart's content. There we go. Yay! Oh, look at that! He's sniffing right away. Thank you. You know, since we have such a huge place for you guys now, I think we can probably... It's not... Is it not the torch flowers? Well, unfortunately you need the torch flower seeds to breed these guys, not the actual torch flower, so that's a little unfortunate. I guess we'll just have to wait until they sniff up a couple other seeds. While we're waiting for them, I do remember that I have a third egg, and I was really hoping that I could use that as decoration, but from everything I've read, it sounds like that's just not the case. No matter what block you put it on, it's going to hatch. So unfortunately, we won't be able to use it anywhere else in our village. So we might as well hatch this little guy. There. Give you a nice spot to hatch. Hope you guys enjoy your new home. Now, it may seem a little deserted in here, and well, that's because it is. Long story short, I've been using my villagers, leveling them up so that I could get these diamond tools, and I had a bunch of farmers and some toolsmiths and weaponsmiths so that I had it all leveled out, and I went underground to pick up some iron, and they were all eaten by zombies. All I have left is this one guy right here and our farmer that's stuck with the cows. I am so sad the amount of iron that I used to trade with all of my toolsmiths. Ugh. And our iron golems ended up falling into the ravine, so they couldn't protect my little villagers. So we better do something, because I don't really want this guy hanging out on the edge of a cliff. That seems a little dangerous. And even though I was hoping to do a few other things before we got around to our villagers, it seems like we're gonna be forced to deal with them now so that we don't lose the only two we have left. Go in there. Perfect. Perfect. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to go ahead and take down some of these villager houses so we have some room to work. We've cleared a spot here, and I think this should be big enough for our new villager's home. Our villager house is complete, but before we get to the interior, I want to move these villagers into their new home. As you can see, our tools are getting pretty worn down, and it's starting to cost a lot of levels to fix them. So we need to get on some villagers who can give us some mending books. I looked up a few designs for villager breeders, and this space should be big enough for what we need. This is a pretty simple design, and it also is the most compact out of all the designs I've looked at, so hopefully it works. There we go, and that should be it. Now we just need to find a way to get those 2 villagers right up there. Perfect. Perfect. Now, we have to do the same thing. Everything is looking good so far. That was relatively easy, which makes me suspicious, because villagers are never easy. Ever since our villagers disappeared, I've been preparing for this moment. I knew repopulation had to happen, so I've been saving up a lot of wheat, and I think we have enough bread to get things started here. Now, hopefully, you guys take it. Yes. That should be enough to get things going. That is a lot of hearts for no baby villagers, guys. Maybe they need more food? There still seems to be some issues, so I guess we'll have to try to do some troubleshooting in between episodes. I don't know, maybe their heads are getting squished or something. But that's gonna do it for this episode. We were super productive today with our Sniffer Sanctuary, which I personally think turned out so well, and our new villager house that will hopefully produce enough villagers to bring this place back to life. Next episode, we'll definitely have to explore the Nether a little bit more, see if we can find all the biomes, and maybe even build a home for this guy. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye!